Hello everyone. Today I'm just going to discuss one of the real scenario case into this PowerApps application. So we have a requirement that there should be the one input box in which user will enter the total allocation amount. And there should be the form where user will provide the data like employee ID, employee name and amount in the form. And the same field we will have into our database. So here I have taken the database as an Excel database, which is placed on a OneDrive. Now, whatever the data user will fill into that form, so that will store locally into the collection, and whatever the data user is just going to fill it, first of all, it will reflect into that gallery, and on the basis of the multi-level validations, it will pass into my Excel database. So the condition is that user can allocate the amount to the employee which was entered into the allocation input box. So for an example, if user is entering the total allocation is amount as 100, so user can do the allocation to the users or to the employee till 100 only. That is a maximum. And also, for an example, if user has submitted example 20 rupees to a person, right? Then also in the data table, we should have this functionality that user can add the value also and can decrease the value also. So it means that data table or that gallery also should be the modified. So here what approach I have followed, I have taken this input box here where user is going to enter this allocation amount. And whatever the allocation amount user is going to enter, that will show the remaining amount into this box. And this is the form where user is going to enter the employee ID, employee name, and the amount for those people whom that amount needs to be allocated. So for this one, what approach I have followed, that I have just created a gallery here. In that, we are just going to show the data first of all, whatever the allocation has been submitted. And once all the validations will cover, then only it will submit the data into my Excel repository. So here I have this Excel dataset which is placed into OneDrive. So now here, if I execute this one, and here I'm just entering this allocation amount as 100. So now it is showing this one that, okay, as of now, you have not allocated this amount. So in your bucket or in your pocket, you have the total amount as 100 in your pocket. So now from this 100, I just want to give the 30 rupees to a employee as Anu. And now if I just click on add, so here you can see the data into this gallery has been added and the remaining amount is a 70. So now 70 I can allocate for the rest of the employee. So I'm just entering the next data 1002, and here I have taken the name as a Ram and I'm just allocating the 50. And now once I click on add, so you can see out of 100, 70 I have allocated in these two employee. 80 I have allocated in these two employee. So now I have a remaining as a 20 rupees. So now if I enter 1003 as a ID, and here I'm just entering the name as a Manoj. So we have now the 20 rupees in our pocket. So if user want to enter the amount more than the 20 rupees, which is the remaining amount, so it will give the message to the user. Okay, you can't allocate that. Example, we have a 20 rupees, but we want to allocate the 30 rupees. So now if you try to add this one, so it will give the message to the user, allocation exceeds the pocket amount. It means you have only the 20 rupees and you are trying to allocate the 30 rupees, which is not possible. So maximum I can allocate the 20. But now suppose I say no, I want to allocate to the Manoj as a 30 rupees. So I just want to adjust with this data which is already submitted. for whom I have already allocated the amount. So I said, okay, do one thing. From this, Anup, I just want to cut down the 10 rupees and I just need to add into this Manoj amount. So here, this is an added table. If I just make this the 20 here, so immediately you can see this remaining amount has been changed to the 30 now. And now if I just click on add, so now you can see it is added successfully. So this 100 I have allocated between these employees. And now here, if I just click on the submit, so now here, this data is going to submit into my repository. And once the data is submitted, it will give you the message or the notify to you that this records has been submitted. So you can see data submitted successfully. Now, if I just show you this Excel file, which is placed on my OneDrive, so here all the allocations you can see has been stored properly. So in this case, what exactly I have written as a PowerFX function. So if you see here, so first of all, into this add button, I have implemented this PowerFX function, which is a logical function. So first of all, I'm just gonna check it, whatever this text amount is gonna enter this one, this text amount should more than the zero. It should not be less than zero. Otherwise, it will give you the message that amount must be greater than zero. And into this collection, which I have created this temp collection here, if you see this one, so here I have created this collection. So into this collection, I'm just restoring this data, and that collection amount, I'm just making the sum. Then only you will be able to understand that, okay, what is the remaining amount into your bucket now. So here I have written this one. So if you are trying to enter the more amount, then it was notifying to you that allocation exceeds pocket amount. Now here, this clear button I have just created if you want to clear the collections data. Now into this submit, if you see, I have put this logic that if the allocation amount which you are just going to enter. So first of all, we are just going to do the sum of that collection amount, right? And here I have just put this condition. If that amount is not equals to the allocation amount which we have entered as a threshold or the base amount as 100 into this case. So in that case, it is going to tell you that total allocation must equals to the pocket amount before submit, right? And here I have just used this patch function through which I'm entering this data. This case, which I'm just going to talk about, this one, total allocation must equals to the pocket amount, correct? So for an example, suppose here, if you have entered this 100, okay, as a pocket amount, and now here, I'm just going to enter one ID as a 1004. And now here, I added the name as a Jag, and I provided the amount as a 80. So now here, I clicked on add, and now it has been added. Now, this 20 rupees, we also need to allocate. And if in this case, we are not allocating this amount which is left into our pocket, and if I just hit on the submit button here, so it is telling you total allocation must be equals to the pocket amount before you submit. It means whatever amount you have entered into this first box, that complete amount should be allocated. So now here, if I just go for the next one, and I enter this 20 rupees here, and if I just add this, and if I now hit on the submit button, now remaining amount should be the zero, correct? So now this data has been submitted successfully into my repository. Now if I go into this employee allocation file, so you can see the data for the Jack and Sarah is also into the Excel database. So I hope you understood this concept, how we can create the solution for this requirement. Thank you so much, everyone.